Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Today we have the Amtrak Acela, and first of all, we're gonna turn on the safety features for the extra points, obviously, but also for the realism. So, oh, that's the second man seat. That's not where we want. It's not where we want to be at today. Unlock doors, he says. All right, we will. So the direction of travel to forward. Brake, brake valve is already set to passenger. Front lights are front headlights are already set to full. This light automatic. Let's see, parking brake release. Yeah, tilting enabled. So I guess we're good to go. Within a few seconds, as soon as the passengers are boarded. Yeah, it's pretty much it for now. So seems like we're operational. Now ready to go. It's a beautiful train. It's the Amtrak Acela, built by Alstom. So speed limit is 30 miles an hour right here. Let's close the doors. This goes a little bit faster. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's apply some power and get moving. Let's see which speed we can reach with the Acela. Set 30 miles an hour, cruise control, 29 miles an hour, whatever. Alert kicks in. So speed limit goes up to 60 miles an hour. So let's get there. So for everyone of you wondering why all of a sudden I own the Acela now, well, there's a pretty big sale going on the PlayStation Store right now. So the Boston Sprinter is like €6, whereas the Acela is €1.79. So there's basically no money for a train and a road. Yeah, make sure to use it for everyone playing on console, PlayStation 5 this time. Xbox and Microsoft have their own sales, so yeah, pretty much if you're playing on PlayStation, now is the time to get some routes. There are more interesting routes available right now in the sale. Not every one is not every route is in sale. Is on sale right now. But pretty much some interesting routes like Train Sim World 5 Special Edition is available for only €24, so you get 9 routes with that, I believe. including Frankfurt Full, the Pendolino on the West Coast Main Line, including the West Coast Main Line, London Euston to Milton Keynes. So that's pretty good. It's a pretty good sale. Of course, TSW6 is coming later this year, so probably that's why there's a sale going on right now. However, you can always import your routes to the newest version, which makes it quite interesting. Let me see if it back to 69 miles an hour. Yeah. Oh, speed. Let's brake back. It's giving me an emergency brake, sadly. Kind of new to this train, so penalty application, whatever. Usually you have to do this, but this time around it doesn't work like that apparently, so we get slowed down all the way to 6 miles an hour, so that's not very fast. That was on me this time around, so yeah, that wasn't too good. So it's to 58 miles an hour. All right, a few more miles, probably 1 mile or something, and we can do the 125 mile an hour run. So that's quite a high speed. I don't know exactly what it is in kilometers an hour, but I believe it's over 200 or 200 or something. It's always difficult to do the conversion in my head. I know 1 mile is approximately 1.6 kilometers, so yeah. All right. Let's put it all the way up to 125, 124 cruise control, because otherwise we get penalties for overspeeding. That's not what we want. Apparently that's the acknowledge button, but it's the alerter, so whatever. It's a beautiful train, isn't it? It's based on the TGV, the French train, which I also recently got for TSW. And yeah, for some reason, it also pretty. No, the reason is known, but it's based on TGV, so basically that's why it looks very similar. The difference between the TGV and the Train Sim World and the Acela is that the TGV uses double-decker coaches. I see. We have to slow now to 110. 110. Alright, our next speed limit will be 150, I see in the top right of the screen. I'm not sure, I'm not very familiar with American routes, so I'm not sure where I can find the speed limit here. Apparently not near the track, I guess. If somebody knows it, let me know down in the comments, because I'm not sure where to pick it up, but I see here right now, so and I also saw it in the top of the screen. So yeah, we can now pretty much speed up. See for how long. We still have 21 miles to go, so it won't be that very long, especially when doing 250 miles an hour. It's not going to take very long to cover 21 miles. So in America, they usually use the horns to let the pedestrians know, or anyone near the tracks know, or whatever cars, people. The train is coming. It's some sort of safety feature. I don't know what the exact sequence is, because I believe there is a sequence for it, but I'm not that far into American routes myself, so I'm not sure how to do it correctly. Maybe something is there. Well, automatically the bell will also start to ring. If you ever watch a YouTube video of an American train, you are very likely to hear that bell going off. And also hear a lot of horns. Apparently we can set our gap air conditioning on. I don't know if it probably doesn't do anything though, but yeah, why not? Apparently it was quite hot according to the pre-briefing. Somewhere in July, this scenario, so it can be quite hot in the United States, especially around the New York area, and it's during summer, so. And this is pretty much near the New York area. Yeah, wow. Well, it's Boston to Providence, so it's not really that close to New York. It's still lots of miles out, but the other part where I saw is also usable as or playable in Tracing World is, of course, the Northeast Corridor, New York Trenton. No, this is the Northeast Corridor, Boston Providence. Some random CSX freight wagons. I see. Well, next up is a speed limit of 130 miles an hour, so let's slow down already. A little bit of braking for us, just to make sure we're not over speeding. still haven't found out where I can see the next upcoming speed limit. So if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. Driven 20 miles. Awesome. So I believe the maximum speed of the Amtrak ACS64 is about 125 miles, whereas this thing just went up to 150 miles an hour. It's not that much of a difference, but yeah, the Northeast Corridor is quite a high-speed line, so although there is commuter services right here, there's also pretty much lots of more high-speed traffic, especially Amtrak stuff. So the ACS 64 and the Acela. Alright, we can speed back up to 130. Let's set it just for certainty, we set it up to 129, so we don't overspeed, like I said earlier. Nice primitive blind, apparently. There must be something as well. Well, according to the introduction I did earlier today already, which I wasn't going to stream live because I think we need more actual footage of me driving the Acela than always those boring introductions, which basically tell you the same stuff over and over again. Ghosting is an effective method for maintaining speed. You're approaching the station, apply a small amount of braking force. Well, whatever, you get the point. So they told in a brief story about the Acela that it was that it entered service in about 2000, so it's 25 years ago today. Right now, they also have a new Acela, which is not in service yet, but is actively being spotted on track as it's being tested, I believe. Just made sure to honk the horn for a few times because we were passing through a station and we don't want anyone in front of the train. Well, it's a game, so it's not that close to real life, but it is a simulator, so. One thing I noticed about this Acela is that the alerter is going off pretty frequently. Hey, another Acela. Speed limit decreases to 125. And back to 130, probably because of this corner. Oops. I don't believe we even need those maximum effort from the traction motors. Well, the next station apparently is already within 2.5 miles, so we might as well start a little bit to slow down. Might as well start to slow down a little bit. That's the correct sentencing. Yeah. I'm not really sure how hard this thing is able to brake, but we're losing speed and we're not even a full braking yet. So that might be able to brake pretty fast. Not very familiar yet with this train. On the outside, you hear the horn much better. About 1 kilometer out, 3,300 feet, almost 2,000 feet. But still doing 100, a little bit less than 100. I got told once that you have to approach the beginning of the station with about 30 miles an hour, so that's what we're trying to do now. But let a little bit go of the brakes because otherwise we're already standing still way too early, and that's not what we want. We want to put it to a standstill as close as here. Now we're actually shooting it. Not by much, but we still overshooting it. A little bit gentle on the brakes, and the last part of the braking, so we come to a smooth stop. Well, no problem, I see, because the first passenger door of the first coach is still on the tarmac. So I don't know what it's called in English, but you get what I mean. It's still not there, but there. So yeah, turn that fucking bell off. Boston South Station on time. Yes, I'm pretty much on time actually. Alright, so the next train to Boston South is apparently within 30 minutes. So 2 times an hour? Or isn't it an Acela? It also could be something different. Well, we have a little bit of time here, so we can explore a little bit. Head out through that door. So I don't actually know where exactly this is. Well, you never see such signs in Europe, actually. Yeah, you see those signs though, but never do not hold on to the doors because I assume that people in Europe don't do that. Don't run. The next train will be along soon. That's not totally true in the United States. Well, let's head back to the train before we depart too late. Great looking coach. Actually, pretty decent stuff here. So this is what it feels like to be a passenger on the Acela. Anyway, lavatory. I was first. we gotta make sure to close this door as well as we enter the gap, because if we don't, there's gonna be a hell of a lot of noise inside the gap. Alright, lock the doors and release the brakes. And apply the power. Well, since I never have seen Acela in real life, I'm not sure whether the sounds are actually right on this thing, but it sounds pretty loud. I believe one motor car actually has 6,000 horsepower on it, so that's pretty much. So that means that probably that entire thing got some 12,000 horsepower or something. I'm not sure if it's true or if the introduction just made that up. Rails ending in nowhere, okay. There's a CSX train now. Standing still. Let's spot that thing. Oh, it's not actually on a standstill. It had its engines running. It was an SD40, I believe. Probably doing some shielding action over here, because there are a lot of freight wagons. Also CSX freight wagons. But we continue to go straight ahead. I always forget to use my horn whenever I approach the station, because I'm really not used to that. I barely drive on American routes, so there's not really much interesting passenger routes in America either. With the latest installments, you got another Metrolink F125 with B-level coaches from Bombardier. That was actually on the San Bernardino line, I believe. At least it shares some parts with the Helm Pass route. And yeah, the Antelope Valley line, I haven't played that yet because I just got it today with TSW4 on disc. And I still have to port it over to TSW5, something which you can do via support tickets, which you have to send to Dovetail Games support, and then they will hopefully give you the codes to be able to actually download it from the PlayStation Store. I found it a pretty easy way to get some new routes cheap if you can pick up the disc versions for cheap, like for example with TSW2. Yeah, I'm already breaking. Like for example with TSW2, Rush Hour Edition more specifically, you actually get 6 routes, which are, let me check on that if I actually have it here. No, I haven't, but for as far as I remember, you actually get Brighton Main Line, you get this route, was a Sprinter, and I believe Navkeer, Dresden, Riesa, and a couple more actually. Yeah, it's a good question to actually come up with them. I'm not sure which ones were exactly included, but there were 6 included, mostly pretty good, decent routes. And then you have TSW3, which is also relatively cheap. Hey, an MBTA. So yeah. Alright, we have to brake. I see. That hard. Ah, we are in Boston. Oh, that was pretty fast, actually. Well, we can check after this live or after this route if we can actually get it to work on a New York Trenton route, so we can so I can show you that as well. A yellow. That means we have to slow down to 45, I believe. Yes, it was 45. So let's put it on 43 for certainty. Next speed limit will be 30. Still don't know where to find it, but I see it in the top right of the screen. So this is not the end station as far as I'm concerned. Hey, there is finally an ACS. Sure, the footage to a sensor in the most gentle way possible. Oh, don't forget to turn the bell off. This could be a nice sight. Two trains, the Acela and the ACS perfectly lined up to each other. However, they both in the dark, but they are actually pretty much lined up perfectly. Yeah, not bad. Well, I really love this train as well. It looks beautiful, and there's a lot of bugs on the front, so it has hit something. It's probably a massacre for them. It's a massacre in front of this thing. Well, my car looks that way as well. Bye bye. We still have to wait for a few seconds more. can already close the doors, then head out. Well, the ACS 64 train disappeared into the darkness. Don't know what you guys are waiting for though. That needs gone along in my train apparently because they could have already boarded. But they didn't, so first class. Well, anyway, yeah, let's go to the last part of the route and then finish up this one. Next signal will be a yellow and an MBTA coming around. But it's on the other track. I personally don't really get why they're actually using diesel on an all electrified track. Now what I don't get is why my throttle position keeps saying 1, although my entire throttle is on off, as you can see in the right on of the screen. Well, let's slow down to 15 miles an hour within. Yeah, we can do it a little bit more slowly, and I assume we're gonna have a red if we keep looking on the top right of the screen. I think that red is well before the station. Usually, you actually have to wait here at the East Limits Cove into locking. So that's probably the case right now as well. Yeah, even though if we're driving exactly the speed limit, there's gonna be a red for me indeed, and that's the red is gone. That was probably caused by that MBTA train over there that was using my tracks or the same tracks. I mean, he got there first, so we had to wait. Next speed limit will be 10, so we probably have to put it on 9 as well. Actually, when pulling into a station, especially the bigger stations in America, it goes really slow. This is a nice side, by the way. That we actually might capture on a photo. But we won't use it for the thumbnail because we already have a thumbnail set up. Anyway, a little bit of a rotation. A bit, it might be a little bit much. And bam. Nice picture. Well, anyway. Let's see if we can actually throttle up to 10 without getting a speed warning. Yes, we cannot. So, to 9 it is. Actually turn that shit off and remain speed, keep the speed myself. It doesn't turn out to be that successful. So these lights are actually pretty much in front here. I can see them here. Let's shoot some people. Main reservoir. And apply a little bit of braking, not too much because we're going to be in a standstill too early and we don't want that. Bit minimum, gentle. For some reason it gave me a penalty application I see here. I don't really get that though. Anyway, lock doors. Turn on that annoying bell. Well, that was it, no platinum, but nevertheless, no problem. Anyway, we're gonna have a short break and we'll be right back with another small service. I don't know which it's gonna be. We're going to search for one. So that means we have to head back to the main menu and search for a good Acela service, maybe on a northeast corridor in New York to Trenton. Train depot, timetable probably, the Acela. Yes, it is playable. Well, that's interesting. We don't have that much time anymore, unfortunately, but so we will do one of these shorter services then. Or we will still do one on the Boston Sprinter, but those are relatively long as well. Well, that one's new to me, by the way. Yes. Keep in mind that not all my trains are imported yet, so. Yeah, we're gonna do an empty depot move after a short break of 5 minutes, and then do a small service, maybe 2. I think we can do 2, and it'll be half an hour in total. So let's check with you right back after 55 minutes. See ya. All right, we're back. So, as I said, we're gonna do some non-revenue equipment moves from apparently Sunnyside Yard to New York Penn Station. So let's do that. And we'll see. Keith Tyler, hi. Wait for a moment. Yeah, we will, because we still have to turn on the safety systems. And close the door, because we don't want all that noise. Anyway, those switches are located on the left of the Acela and not on the right, so it doesn't help if you actually go to the right side. You have to go to the left side in order to be able to turn those safety systems on. Let's see, headlights. One headlight is full. It's already set to passenger. Well, here's a lot of stuff. Damn. There's really much trains over here. Many trains, many trains. Including this one, which is apparently running in the opposite direction. The ACS-64 is here, and those trains from New Jersey Transit, I think. NJ Transit, I assume it stands for New Jersey, with lots of bi-level coaches. And I mean lots. So this is probably one of the routes that is not really dead. Anyway, so let's turn the brakes to the release position and apply some power. Speed limit apparently is 8 around here, so let's obey and not overspeed that. Oh, 6 even. It's even 6 apparently. I see I'm the only Acela here. Careful not to overspeed. So I believe the speed limit increased to 8, which is still not very fast for a high-speed train, but yeah. Well, somebody used his horn outside. It wasn't me this time around. Apparently we are actually allowed to go a little bit faster. 20 it says, for some reason. Let's put it to 10 then, and see if we still overspeeding. No, now we're overspeeding. So we put it back to 8, just for certainty. Well, there's an Acela. I used a sander. Well, that was not on purpose, actually. We also got a red signal over there. Well, not anymore. Let ourselves enjoy the scenery here a little bit. How far I can go. Well, this is about as high as we can go. Oh, there's an Acela. And we can actually speed a little bit up to 15, I believe. So actually put it to 14, because otherwise we'll be overspeeding again. And we don't want that happening, do we, guys? Very weird roads for New York. Also got a little bit of flying cars over there. Maybe on this speed we're actually able to find the speed limit here. It's going to be 60, as you can see in the top right of the screen. However, I never find any of those things near the track. So I don't know how we can actually be aware what the speed limit is, rather than having it in the top right of the screen. And somebody once again pressed their horn outside my house. 60 miles an hour, that's not hard. That's about 100 kilometers an hour, so doing it at that speed is actually pretty fast. Nice tunnel over here. For some reason I am overspeeding. I don't know why. Because I never even saw a message that I had to go 45. And I don't have a yellow signal. I didn't see a yellow signal either. So that's pretty weird. Alright. So I have to brake even more to 30. I see. Well, that's strange. Anyway, it just seems like we have to guess what the next speed limit will be. And brake as soon as the multifunctional display says we have to. Say we have, yeah. Pretty weird. Yeah, come on with your penalty application. I still don't know why though, but maximum authorized speed is 20. Oh, good for you. Still got a traction lock, so I have to put it to full service, I believe. And then put it back. Well, very weird that all of a sudden there are restrictions in speed while it doesn't really say so. So we're approaching New York Penn Station. I believe that's one of the busier stations in the northeast corridor. On the northeast corridor. Not sure, but I think it is. Well, apparently it says it has an AC SAS failure. Then that's it. I don't know if that's actually always on or not, but it seems likely to why I am all of a sudden getting a penalty for not obeying the speed limit while I didn't even know there was a speed limit to begin with. At least not the speed limit as slow as this, because we could go 60 miles an hour. Then all of a sudden we had to brake to 30. First 45 miles an hour, and then 30 miles an hour, and then we were back at 20 miles an hour with the cruise control barely working. That was not what I had in mind, by the way. See, now I get that we have to brake. Well, not that fast, please. So that was really it. Now next speed limit can be 20. Maximum authorized speed still says 20. Weird. So apparently the station is underground. Didn't know that, never been here in real life, never been here in the game. There's another Acela though. Well, this is indeed not functioning properly because it says maximum authorized speed while the game itself says 15 miles an hour. And if I don't obey, I am apparently overspeeding. Well, not that I really care. Well, it's at least not really recommended to switch cameras here. No. Brake too early. We're empty anyway, so we can brake a little harder. Load passengers. And then I hand over the serious, I guess. Yes, that was indeed the premise. Well, let's see if there's another move we can do here that's actually... Well, New York Penn Station. Operate a non-revenue equipment move from New York Penn Station to Sunnyside Yard. Well, with all due respect, but how is that going to take you 41 minutes? Sunnyside Yard, New York Penn Station. Alright. Then we pick the Boston Sprinter again. Timetable. Acela. Express. Well, unfortunately, this has no short routes. New York Trenton then. See if we can actually have a short service on here. Yeah, Sunnyside Yard, New York Penn Station. That's all about it. Well, then I guess I have to call it a day for today. Or still see what we actually can do. Spawn on foot, yeah, whatever. Well, we can probably do another short run. Oh, why not? Then we do another short run, 30 minutes, and then we're gonna call it a day for today, and then go on with our lives. Anyway, apologies that I didn't have the time to actually do more full-time routes. Alright. We can wait for 2 minutes again. So there go the first 2 minutes of the 13, so that's 11 minutes driving apparently. Let's check if there's actually an ACS failure. It already has an ACS failure. Well, it actually doesn't because it's white and the rest is green, so I don't think there's actually an ACSES failure. Damn, that's a whole mouthful. Anyway, is it as beauty as it was in the previous? I can't actually change cameras. Well, I can. Well, no, it's not as beauty anymore. And once again, I am the only Acela over here. Oh, nice to see all those trains piled up here, including the ACS 64. Which is actually a beautiful train, in my opinion. It's based on Siemens, I believe. Don't know what this is. It looks a hell of a lot like a Bombardier Trax. Which it actually might be. Basically, it looks the same as many Deutsche Bahn trains. Well, let me look that up on Google soon. No, wait, I don't have the time to do that. Yeah. Let me apply some power. I see. Hi, Judith. Welcome. Ooh, crap. That's a little bit too fast. Speed limit is probably 6 again, so put it to 7 because I don't have the whole day and I don't get why 6 miles is even a normal speed limit. Speed limit of 10, what am I supposed to hit here? Apparently I still have a window in front of me, obviously, so I can also look out. Well, this is a huge dead spot, by the way. So if something's coming from there, I'm not really able to see that in time. Maximum speed, it says once again, 20. Maximum authorized speed. Based on the ATC. Well, that's fun. This also says there, so why not actually put it to 10? 20. That made me hard for a little bit. Well, because it certainly doesn't like that, apparently. And we should play a little bit realistically. I am pretty much convinced that the actual speed limit will be 8 here. Hey, the Acela that was standing there in the previous run is actually gone. Actually know why my cruise controller is not obeying what I told him. I told him to maintain 9 miles an hour, and he just didn't give a shit and went to over 10 anyway. Go file location, I don't even know the point of this. But it still doesn't give a shit. When I tell him to go faster, so I put it to 10 and then see if it actually accelerates. It probably will. Not very fast. It's still keeping 1.7 miles under what I actually set the cruise control to. So it's definitely on 10 and it's even losing speed. Probably because there's a incline in the hill or something. But that shouldn't be an issue. Seven and a half miles. Boy, what are you doing? I put it to 15 then. Why not? It's even giving me permission to do so. Clear to 125. What the? That's not how it should work. I don't really get a point anymore. Well, you can say overspeed, but this thing tells me 60 now. Well, it said 125 literally 5 seconds ago. So let's see if we're actually getting that emergency brake again, or if we actually have to speed down to 45 again. Oh. Well, this time around I was more shocked by the alert going off than... there we go. It tells me to go to 45. Yeah, I'm trying to. But I still got a penalty application anyway, because I wasn't right in time with it. That sucks. But hey, he stopped emergency braking. That's weird. Well, you can already tell now that at the next signal we're gonna get another speed decrease. 30 this time. Apparently the light there is to slow down. I don't know why. Oh, speed again. Next speed limit is 20, yes. What it says, at least. Penalty application again. But even though I will keep it to 20, I believe it's not going to actually allow me to do so. Well, it does this time around. Well, I set it to 22 then, since apparently it can't keep the exact speed I put it in. Well, put it to above and it keeps 20. Well, found something different. I found something new out. Yeah, what I was want to say in that text message was our system are weird too. Because ATB is quite much outdated, but it still works better than this. So we're approaching Penn Station again, and that's after that we're gonna call it a day, and we're gonna end the stream because we're already live for 80 minutes. So yeah, that's about it for today. Tomorrow we'll have a stream again, I guess. So yeah, make sure to join then as well. Huge thanks to my top fans, Judith Postumus and Keith Tyler. Glad to have you in the chat. Not a busy chat anyway, but it's still fun when there are actually people tuning in. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did today. Well, those last two rides I didn't really enjoy that much, to be fair, because I didn't really understand why the F gave me penalty breaks the entire time. And it still haven't found out why it's actually not warning me, and where the signs are along the track, which actually tell me where to actually reduce speed and where to actually increase speed, because all I know is as soon as it says there, and then it's already too late, because then I get a penalty break, which pretty much sucks. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream as much as I did, and I'm see you around. But we can still go out of the cab, maybe. Have a glance at New York Penn. There it is. Just yeah, that went quick. Well, see you around, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, once again, see ya.